Hey everybody, before we begin, I just want to make an amendment to the announcement that you're going to see after this part of the video. Um, in the next part of the video, I'm going to give people details if they would like to provide a potential segment for video testimonials through my website. I'm giving the update that if you do so, it will not be viewable on YouTube. That means the only way anybody can see your testimonial is if they go directly to my website and they click on the video of, whatever testimonial, reel, testimonials, etc. So if you want to provide a video testimonial, and I give the details in the following video about how you would go about doing that, then remember, it will not be viewable on YouTube by anybody. It's going to be a private video, so no one can even see it in the listing. And it will only be viewable through my website if people go to my website, click on the video, and view the testimonial. So basically, if nobody goes to my website, or, whoever doesn't go to my website isn't going to see you on the video. It's only people who actually go to the website and click on the video. All right, that said, I have updates for you coming up, and I will see you later. Hey guys, this is Hale for HES Ultimage, and this is just a little intro with some updates for you since I'm kind of trying to add a little bit more to the channel and switch it up a little bit. So I'm just gonna try and, be spontaneous and describe all various things that I'm kind of coming through with. Okay, so first one is, from now on, I'm trying to do a little thing that for me was fun, and I think it wound up being fun for everybody else too. I'm going to start offering one free mini monthly every month, okay? So here's how that's gonna work, and I'll tell you how the idea originated. I got food caught in my teeth during the Leo video, and it was right in the middle of the message, so I couldn't edit it out. So I did a little guessing game with them for them to win the free mini monthly to guess what I ate for dinner that night. And it worked out, and somebody got it, and they got their free mini monthly, and it drove a little bit of participation, and at the same time it's like the opportunity for me to give back to by giving a free little reading like that. So here's how it's gonna work. Leo's already had the opportunity, so from now on it'll just be one sign every month will get that opportunity to get the free mini monthly, and it'll be some dumb question I'll ask her, something really trivial. It's not like something that you can study for, It'll just be some random question, maybe about like just stuff about me or whatever, like something simple that nobody could really know. So that way it's like perfectly fair that everybody just has this random silly guess, and then you might just win the free mini monthly. It can only be given to one person. So, because otherwise then if I'm doing like 12 like free mini monthlies, it's gonna kill me. And you guys already know how like I've had to watch over exerting myself before. So it can only go to one person. So you leave your answer in the comment section, and that will be, your answer is like locked in, and then I'll send you like a private message if you won. But also like put in the comment section that you won as well. So it's like whoever answers it first is the one who gets the free mini monthly. So if you answer afterwards, it doesn't count anymore, guys. I mean, that makes some sense. But yeah, I just wanted to cover that. I'm excited to do it. I thought it was a lot of fun to do it, and I mean, I like to be able to do, that little something extra. It made me feel good, too, to be able to do it, because I was like, rather than getting everybody yelling at me about having food caught in my teeth, I'll just, like, preempt it and make it into something positive instead of into something negative. All right? So, that said, I really enjoyed doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it. All right? So it just means that one person every month out of the viewers who choose to participate in that little guessing game. Again, it's only going to be one side a month, guys. So you can either look for it, because you can look for it. I'll do it at the beginning of the video unless I do one of these little update things first, in which case I know it comes second, or I'll just put it in the beginning so that way, it's not as much to have to sift through. But So that means, you know, if it's Leo 1 month, it won't be Leo again for another year, okay? Like, I'm going to try and rotate them, but I'll probably try and stagger them around and switch it up so, you know, so that way I keep it like a surprise, okay? Instead of making it too systematic. But I wanted to clarify that it's not going to be in Leo for 2 months in a row or twice in a year, okay? So for those who enjoyed the Leo one and, you know, got to have a chance at that, now it's going to be in the other videos, okay? Again, the only way you're going to know it is by seeing the intro where I go, hey guys, you got a chance to win a free mini monthly. Here's the stupid question. I'm sorry to keep calling it a stupid question, but I want to clarify. This isn't about book smarts. This isn't about, you know, who can look things up on my Facebook. You know, it's just a random thing that you just guess and maybe you'll win. It's that idea. All right? But, yeah, and that one's a recorded reading, so I just send it through the email. But, hey, it's a free reading. Awesome. All right, so that said, moving on to some other stuff. I had an idea, and I'm going to put it through to you guys. And I may or may not execute this idea. I'm going to see what the response is like and what comes through, and from there I'll make my decision. So here's the thing. Everybody who's seen my website knows that I don't have any testimonials. This is the reason. It's because I always believed that I did not like written testimonials at all, because anybody can write a written testimonial. So it's like, I could have written them all. How would you know the difference? And I'm like, screw that. I mean, as much as it's nice to see a written testimonial and go, well, you know, that's, you know, whatever, it's great. But at the end of the day, how do you really know that was real? So this was what I was thinking, and we'll see how this goes, or if it winds up materializing. So hear me out. For those of you who have gotten readings from me before, here's how I got this idea. There was actually the winner of the prior month's mini monthly was so nice, and she actually sent me a little like 2-minute video response to her reading, and it was just shot off her cell phone, and it was really great, and it was just like really nice to put a face to it and like see that, you know, it made a difference for her and she felt really good about it. And that's what I was thinking would be really great for the testimonials if I did them. So here's my idea. All right, so if you've had a reading from me before and would like to provide a testimonial, here is how I would like to do it. If you could take like a 1-2 minute video off of your cell phone. So really low budget, you know, no high production value here. Just like a simple, no frills video, just saying, you know, how you felt about your reading, you know, what makes my particular style appealing to you compared to others, or, you know, how it came through for you, and all of that. Then you would send that to me to my email. If you've had a reading from me before, you probably still have my email. It's just my name at Gmail, just to refresh your memory. You can also send me a contact form through my website saying you'd like to be a part of the testimonial reel, assuming that I put everything through and put it together, because basically then what I'd like to do ideally is fuse all of those little few-minute clips together into one video that I will embed only into my website. Because that's the other thing. Like, I understand that if you put your face to it, then it's not perfectly anonymous, but you don't have to give your name. You don't have to give your country. You can if you feel like it, I mean. Or you know what, actually, I kind of think telling your country might be fun, since I know I get a lot of business from all over the world, and I think it's really cool personally. And I like knowing that there are people all over the world who, you know, enjoy what I do and benefit from what I do, thankfully. So maybe your country would be cool if you go, okay, From here, this is, how I got this reading and I liked it, etc., etc. Or, he really picked up on these things and that was pretty cool, etc. Like, however you want to put things or word it, I'm not a stickler with that. But you don't have to give your name. You can if you want. But the idea is, because I really want to make this clear, I don't want the testimonial video to be a part of my regular YouTube because of the fact that it's not really necessary. In that way, your privacy and your identity are being, kept more low-key. I understand that as a client, you don't really feel like having people comment on you, and honestly, I can totally understand that. I mean, I signed up for this. I signed up to be at the scrutiny of all people all over the world, and I have experienced things where people will just comment and just be mean or something, and I was like, I want to protect my clients and my fans from that kind of treatment. So if I do that testimonial reel, I'm going to make it, ideally this is how I'd like to do it. Ideally, I'd like to make it as a private video and just embed it into my website. So the only people who can watch it are people who are actually coming to my website and looking for a reading, and they can't even comment on it. Or if I can't do that, then I'll make it a public video that would still be accessible through my YouTube channel, but I would disable comments completely. Because it's like, I don't want people to comment on my clients or my fans. That is not a part of this package. So, so that said, if you would like to provide that 1 minute, 2 minute, like just a few minute testimonial thing off of like your cell phone, and most cell phones have a camera now that faces you and you can just talk into it. And most of them too have a feature where you can literally just forward the video through an email directly to me, or to yourself and then to me. So it's like, I think it's a cool idea. I think it's very unique. I think I've never seen anything like it before where people do video testimonials, which I think is so much more intimate, so much more genuine, so much more me, I think, judging by the way I do things. I mean, oh my god, I got this one comment, and this person who was trying to just kind of like hater on me was like, sit in a chair, man. It's like, that's not who I am, you know? And I mean, I always want to be true to myself when I do this, as much as, true to my identity and what I believe and everything like that. And I would never do testimonials any other way. So I mean, if I only got like, a few people, okay, because if my fans or clients just don't happen to know how to use their cell phone cameras or something, some might not, it's not a big deal, then I can always just put this off for another time. But I just think that this would be a really cool idea, and it's the only way I would ever want to do testimonials. So if anybody is interested in doing that, you can take that little video of yourself and then send it to me, and then I can, put them together into a video. Ideally, that would be great, but I mean, at the end of the day, I realize that if people don't want people to know that they got a reading from me, that's a-okay too. So I'm cool if it doesn't work out, but I just had like a vision of, wow, this would be cool, so I'm just putting it out there. I mean, I've survived, a whole year with 0 testimonials and get plenty of business, so it's not really necessary, but it's just like, to me, it's like, if I was gonna do it, this is how I would, and it would be a nice little addition, so. Alright, so that said, thinking if there's anything else that I'm gonna kind of go into, yeah, I mean, I think I'm pretty good. So that said, on to your scheduled programming, and thank you for listening. Hey Taurus, this is Hal for HES Ultimage, and this is your channeled tarot forecast for the month of October. Hey guys. So yes, I am now calling it channeled tarot forecast or channeled tea leaf forecast. This is because, from watching me, especially if you were from the beginning, that I evolve with my channel, and, that now I realize that I channel my higher self, so I think it sounds silly to call it a higher self, tarot reading. That just sounds kind of weird, so I'm just going to stick with channeled tarot and channeled tea leaf reading and call it a day. Alright, guys, so that said, we're going to get started. Alright, so, new spread and new cards for you. Okay, so highest of high trumps for Taurus for October is Peacock. And Peacock is the energy of attractiveness. Yeah, and I'm getting the beauty and hygiene energy coming from it. So it's going to be a really important theme for Taurus for the month of October to invest and reflect upon things like that and make it a part of their lives. All right. All right. Okay. So, that said, let me see what else we're going to go with. Give me 1 second because I've got a cycle over here. Okay. Give me 1 second because I need to get something off of here. Okay, all right. Give me 1 second because these are going to be a different set. Tortoise, which is longevity, long-term goals, long-term things that reach for a long-term or long duration. Okay, this is paired with Condor, and for this one, it was highlighting the word step, and the idea was, you know, step back, evaluate, and see how do you want to be. Yeah, in this case, yeah. In this case, it's really focusing on that energy of the peacock moving forward with that energy of beauty, hygiene, etc. How do you want to be seen? How do you want to see yourself, too? Since that, to me, is that much more important, you know? It's one thing, you know, to think about how do others perceive you and things like that, but it's another to think about how you know, feel within yourself when it comes to health and beauty. And to me, it's always an important area. And I think that culture, you know, tries to have two very separate polarities on the subject of going, oh, beauty and health is everything, and then, oh, screw beauty and health. It's like, I really think a happy medium is what most people need in their lives and what tends to make most people the happiest. Um, and because there's this concept that it has to be a polarity of that's all you care about or you don't care about it at all. And I think that you miss out either way. You know, it's one thing to believe that all that matters is your appearance or, you know, eating healthy and exercising because there's so much more to who we are as individuals. And on the flip side, if you completely neglect your image and everything, then you just go around carrying this feeling of, you know, yeah, this feeling of deficit or lack because you feel like you're just not one of those people who can actually apply themselves in that area, which is completely untrue, you know? I'm of a firm belief that all people possess natural beauty, and a lot of the time, all you really need to do is just invest a little in yourself, you know? And invest a little bit in even your personal image, and that's okay. It's like, sometimes people think, okay, and this is just, I think this is a part of that toxic mentality of all or nothing that tends to exist particularly in, I'm from America, so in American culture, that you have to be all or nothing about that. And it's like, the people who are nothing about it go, well, it's shallow to care about my personal appearance or what I look like and everything like that, so I'm just not going to bother. But then they wind up carrying this thing throughout their lifetime of, God, I wish that I felt good about how I look or things like that. And at the end of the day, you can. It's easy. Like, all you have to do is, like, a little bit of a change of clothing or a new hairstyle or, for women, makeup can be something that you turn to that you go, this can make me feel extra good. Because that's the other thing. It's not about, you know, what do other people think about me and what is socially acceptable. It's how good do I feel in my own skin and what makes me feel my best, you know? Because that's what drives me crazy. You know, people will carry with them their whole lives sometimes a stigma against personal hygiene, saying that that's what's more natural or something. And I mean, if that's what makes you feel better as a person and makes you feel more confident, then amen. But if you're just doing it to be rebellious and it doesn't make you feel better and you go, Okay, just as an example, some people like just, go, I don't want to use deodorant, I don't want to whatever, because it's not natural and it's the man or something. But if you feel gross doing it, then what's the point? You have to do things that make you feel good. And again, this is health, beauty, and hygiene too, and that's all one and the same to me. They're all a part of the same package. If you're not doing what makes you feel good, then it's not a success. And the same goes for people, okay, because since I'm doing this from both sides of the spectrum, it goes for people too who, might focus all on personal image and health and hygiene and feel lousy about that. There's some people who, you know, are thin as a rail, not myself. I mean, I'm thin as a rail, but I've never cared about my weight so much. And I mean, I have kind of crazy metabolism. Again, I'm just giving you an example here. There are some people who are as thin as me and will only eat like a carrot stick and freak out if they gain 1 pound. That's not making you happy. Okay, so it's like finding greater balance and finding greater and better ways to apply yourself towards health and fitness in ways that make you feel good and better. So it's not about all or nothing. It's not about, um, I have to be insane about this and make myself miserable. Like whether it's, again, with the person who's on the extreme side, they can be the most beautiful person in the world and still feel lousy about it because they're holding themselves to these standards that are really microscopic. And for other people, it might be they don't feel good about themselves at all and don't want to make any effort because they feel like, what's the point in trying? Or to feel like, well, culture tells me that I should just try and defy trying at all because, that's their idea of, owning it. Owning it is being your most beautiful and best self all the time. Okay? And maybe you have a bad day, maybe you have a great day, but to me, that's everything about what health and beauty is about, okay? It's about loving yourself for who you are and feeling fabulous in who you are. So it's like, whatever you want to tweak or change these little things, or even a big thing, if it makes you truly happy, then that's all you need, okay? And that's what matters most. So it's not about just, doing these little things in a trivial way. It's what makes me feel good. Okay, and that's what this month should be about for you. What makes me feel good about either your beauty regimen or your health or hygiene regimen. So health can be nutrition, could be exercise. And again, it's not about going nuts because it's not about making yourself more miserable by going, this is a goal that I have to push myself and make myself sick with. Okay, because I feel like this is just a big cultural issue right now. Because there are shows like The Biggest Loser that just go, okay, let's just work people till they're crying and make them make them lose a ridiculous amount of weight that's completely unnecessary. And because I remember I was watching it because some people I knew were watching it, and I saw, and this one woman, like, she lost a significant amount of weight, good for her, and she felt better and all, but then they made her lose even more to the point where I was just like, why? She was beautiful, a long time ago. We don't have to push ourselves to extremes, okay? Whatever makes you feel good, and whatever you wind up going, this is what I'm happy with, and this is what makes me feel like I'm rocking my own look and my own body, at any size, at any kind of level of high or low maintenance. The idea is you need to feel good about you, and that's really important in October, okay? And again, because these are in the cycle, it's like long-reaching goals or long-reaching images about, okay, long-reaching goals towards your image, I would say, could be it. And also, stepping back again and going, at the end of the day, it's not about everyone else. It's about what makes me feel fantastic. Okay. All right, Digger card under Peacock. Okay, here we go. So, Panda is the Digger card underneath Peacock. This is actually all the stuff I was just describing. Place was what was highlighted to me, and the idea was I must find my place. In this case, when it comes to that beauty and health, etc. Um, and then with the blue heron is boundaries. And the idea was I must set boundaries when it comes to how I am defined by others, because ultimately my definition of who I am and how I see myself is what is primary. Again, because you have to do it for yourself. Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay, all right. Next card is Ladybug. And to me, the idea was the idea of the spots or other things like that. Like, in this card, it's represented very uniquely and differently as far as the artistic interpretation of it. But this is what I got from this one. We are all perfectly unique, like snowflakes, and we need to honor that. Okay, because there's another issue that tends to come up in culture where people are so completely overwhelmed by this wave of okay, in America it's the obsession over things like celebrity, and that it's like these are the it people or something and you have to look like the it people, and it's like it's so untrue. It's so ridiculous because it's like not everybody is going to look good in that particular styling or that particular clothing. Everyone is perfectly unique and everyone, looks good in their own unique way. And by, utilizing styling aspects or even with the health thing or honoring their bodies in their own unique way. And I want to touch on this too really quick as another example, but some people's bodies want to stay small. I mean, I know my body's that way, and I was actually broken up with once in the past because of my weight, and the guy dated me for 3 months, and he said, ultimately, he was breaking up with me because I was too skinny for him. Um, and I could have went into this whole thing where I would force myself to eat and work out a whole bunch, way more than I would need to, and gain lots of mass just to please that person and go, now I'm worthy of love. Or I, had that moment where I could make that choice and I chose to stay myself. And I work out and stuff, but I'm happy being my own size because I know this is what my body wants and this is where my body is comfortable. And for some people, their bodies are naturally larger. And you can lose weight and all, which is great. But at a certain point, if your body wants to be a particular weight, then it's like it's not a horrible thing to go, okay, so I can be healthy and still have a particular size and not have it bother me because that's the way my body feels good still, like because there's some people who get into kind of digging themselves a hole who need actual help because it really dramatically would affect their health. But for some people, they might just have like larger bone structure that or very tall, which lends itself nicely to having a little more mass. So it's like, again, the idea is what makes your body happy, what makes you happy, not what does everybody else want or what am I trying to aspire to from someone else other than myself. Okay, again, we have to think of ourselves as our own unique, perfect butterfly or ladybug here and see that what makes us unique should be what we elevate and extend, and that we really tailor our goals in health and beauty to who we are as individuals, not to these other things set by magazines or television shows and other things like that. There is no one size fits all when it comes to health and beauty. It's all very individual. And we need to just kind of work within our own framework to see what makes us truly happy. All right. Okay. All right. Here's the other card. This is at the core. Remember that tortoise and condor? Now it's really coming through very strongly. This is the other condor card from the other deck. These are two animal decks. The one's all different animals from around the world. This is all birds. So certain bird cards that are in the one set are different than ones in here. This condor is considered healing through pain or loss. In this case, it would represent any kinds of issues related to health and beauty. They serve their purpose in our overall growth. you know, for our karmic growth, our spiritual growth. We're meant to go through these things in order to, you know, arrive at a place where we can feel good about ourselves. Okay? And that's what we're meant to ultimately arrive at, I believe, as people and through this experience when it comes to things like health and beauty. I think that's why it's a part of our human package. So we learn to love ourselves exactly as we are. And, you know, we can make little improvements. Like I said, I go to the gym. I like to keep my body well tuned and everything, but it's like, okay, I'm gonna put it this way. There's a difference between healthy, happy goals that you set for yourself that you go, I'm gonna change this, and then you're happy about it, you know? Versus when it turns to sickness where you're never satisfied and you just feel like if what you're doing is making you hate yourself, then stop doing it, okay? It's like I said about that person who, like, might, look like a supermodel, but will continue to starve herself to be that particular way. That's not healthy, okay? And it's not happy. And, you know, on the flip side, if there's a person who's heavier, who, you know, winds up binge eating out of sorrow, then it's like, then you need to work on that to integrate some regular exercise that helps you bring yourself out of that dark place, okay? And I'm using all these different examples so people can apply it to their own phase of life. For some people, it might be they have skin issues, so maybe if they use certain products now they're making that are both good for your skin and concealers, so that might be all it takes to make yourself feel that little bit better, and if that's all it takes, then it's worth doing. That's the idea behind this, and like between these dissonant mentalities, that if that certain thing you can do makes you truly happier when it comes to health, beauty, and hygiene, then do it. I always say little known things or little turn to things. Fragrance, always a great choice, because that's one little thing that anybody can do that will automatically make you feel that much more fabulous. Like just having that little extra something, it gives you a pep in your step, basically. And moisturizer, my favorite suggestion to people. If nothing else, treating yourself to that really connects you to your body. It gives you this kind of therapeutic experience of connecting to your body, and I think that's special too. So if you take nothing else from this video, these are two little things that you can do if you don't do them already that can be a really great thing. And you know, again, this is all about doing little things or big things if you're up for that, that will make us feel that much better about who we are as an individual and loving ourselves is the idea. Because that's what it's about. It's not about, I need somebody else to love me this month. It's about, I want to love myself that much more and feel that much more awesome about who I am. Okay, Taurus? And again, with that condor, I can see that this is rooted by certain pain. So if anything has caused you any kind of heartache when it comes to how you're being perceived or how you feel in relation to others when it comes to health and beauty and appearance, don't let it bother you. Because again, it's like I said, we're all perfectly unique and we can all do things for ourselves that might not seem big, but make a big difference. And again, for some people, it could be like a makeover. For some people, it could be just going for a run or a walk every day or every week. You know, it can work on so many different levels. You know, for some people, it might be, you know, trying some sunless tanner. It could be that small is my point. But the idea is this month is a great month to start looking towards, is there something that, you know, that kind of tugs at you when it comes to your appearance? And if so, or your health or your nutrition, etc. And if so, maybe looking into some things about what can I do to make myself feel that much better about me is the idea. Yeah, and remember, no going crazy, all right? That is, to me, the secret of life itself. I mean, I took some courses in Eastern religion, and a lot of Buddhism overlap with my beliefs, but with Buddhism, there's the concept of the middle path where, and I know there are a lot of sectors of Buddhism that might push in other directions, but the fundamental that I took away was the middle path means that we don't go crazy with anything. We don't starve ourselves and we don't stuff ourselves. We don't, you know, make beauty everything and we don't make it nothing. All right? Because it's true. It's like, it's not everything and it's not nothing. Okay, guys? So make it that happy medium of it's something special and it's something special for me. Okay? And in that case, you know, for you, but I want that to be your mantra, okay? That beauty, hygiene, health is something special for me, and whatever anybody else is doing, it doesn't matter, because what makes me happy is what's important. Okay. Okay. And last one is platypus. And I've been pushing this the whole reading, but here we go. Platypus is the energy of humor and lightheartedness. In this case, the idea is keep it light. Again, it's not about like, okay, I'm gonna like knock down this whole face here and build a new face, or I'm gonna knock down this whole body and then make a new body. You don't have to do that. It's not necessary, okay? Like doing, you know, things within our power is fine, but again, remember this is your barometer. If it is making you unhappy, then stop. And if it's making you happy, then move forward with it. Okay, and again, I have always found that the little things that we do are usually what make us the happiest. And even with health and fitness, doing things a little at a time is so much better than trying to kill yourself right away and going, God, I hate this, and I'm feeling like I'm hating me. You know? You don't want that. Do the things that make you happy. And, you know, in the case of the health and fitness, you know, doing the little things could be what makes you happy. You can morph that into something that makes you miserable. And that's true with all things with health and beauty. So the idea is keep a nice barometer with it. Again, it's not all or nothing. Make it unique and special to you. Make it something that will make you happy. And, you know, if it's not, then you move on. All right, okay. So that said, I wish you a happy and healthy October. And again, I think that this will result in some really positive vibes. It's just a matter that I could tell that there was pain around it. So don't let the pain continue. Turn it into something happy. Turn it into something positive, and most importantly, turn it into self-love. Okay, because that's what it's all about. All right, okay, that said, I do personal readings. If you want one, go to hesultimage.com, spelled just like my channel, and I will see you guys later.